So guys, let me use this opportunity and explain to you the amazing things that Zichis Agro Allied Industries PLC did for this half quarter of the year in comparison with that of last year. Now what's this? They generated a total revenue of 910 million naira in comparison to 236 million that they actually generated the first half of last year. And watch this, watch this to see how amazing it is. They spent for this year, they spent around 22.3 million naira on the cost of fish, but they made a profit of 70.8 million. So this was their revenue. They spent 66 million on eggs and then generated 288 million on eggs. They spent 70 million on chicken and generated 150.7 million from chicken. They spent 24.3 million on palm produce and then they made 193.6 million naira from palm oil produce. Their cost of feed material sold was 107.1 million and then they made 206.2 million. Now for the first half of 2025, they spent, let me change the coloration, they spent around 18.8 million naira on the cost of fish and they made 25.6 million naira from fish. They spent 42 million naira on eggs, then made 123.3 million naira from eggs. They spent 22.7 million naira on chicken and then made 31.2 million naira from chicken. They spent 2.8 million naira on palm produce but made 17.8 million naira from palm produce. They spent 7.4 million naira on feed materials and then they made 38.1 million naira from feed meal products. Now as you could see here, you would notice that their most profitable is their oil palm and their egg production over the 2-year period. Even though all of them are profitable, but you see higher margins in these two. So you see it on oil, palm oil and egg production, right? You also see a bit of a high margin, let's say X2 on their feed production, and then you see a bit of a significant increase in their fish, but not that much. So but the most where you see the most profit is in their oil palm and egg most especially over the years. So now what they tell you that agricultural is capital intensive and not labor intensive. This is where you come to understand that. Now if we go up to their financial statement, we understand that these people have only 44 people working for them for the year 2026. In 2025, they had just 28 people working for them. Just imagine 48 people are the reason for these amazing figures you are seeing here. Their EPS increased significantly, by 625%, and times 3, what it was first half of last year. You see their profit for the year increased by 502%, before tax 549%. So after payment of tax, this is what they are left with. So profit before taxation was around let me see, was around 400, and for the first half of the year, that is 6 months in. So their profit before taxation is 478 million with 44 workers, mind you. Then they made around 87.2 million first half of the of last year with 28 workers. So this is what they got after tax for last year, after tax this year. So what they paid for tax was 21.7 million naira. That's what they paid for tax. Shareholders funds here are around 1.5 billion. So it's an amazing, amazing financial statement from Zichis Agro Allied Industrials. So what you saw here are the things that they actually deal on. So these stuffs you saw here are the things they deal on: palm oil, fish, egg, chicken, and feed production. I know that in agriculture, 80% of your expenses come from your feed. So the moment you tackle that, you have saved yourself your 80% of your expenses. So this is just an amazing, financial statement.